unlocking the strokes and radicals of Chinese characters. Now, there's a secret to learning the Chinese characters. I'm going to show you those secrets today. Did you know that Chinese characters are one of the oldest writing systems in the world, with a history spanning over 3,000 years? But here's the thing, writing them just isn't about putting your pen to the paper. It's an art form. Yes, there are strokes, how you should write them. Chinese characters are a window into Chinese culture. Today I'm going to teach you some secrets and some steps to writing Chinese characters like a pro, from stroke order to radicals. I'm even going to introduce you to the cursive form. It's actually a semi-cursive form called Xingshu. We're just going to take a brief look. So are you ready to unlock the beauty of Chinese character writing? Let's get started. I'm Darren. I am a traveling polyglot. I like learning languages. I've traveled to China many times, and I've been studying Chinese for many years. I've also studied some other languages, so I can give you many insights into learning a foreign language like Chinese. So first things first, let's talk about stroke order, the order that you write the characters. Did you know there's a specific way to write every Chinese character? It's not just about making them look right. Yes, you want to make them beautiful, and when you follow the stroke order, it helps you to write them correctly. And I will just point out that the stroke order for our Chinese characters may be slightly different than Japanese kanji or Korean hanja, but they are the same principles. Let's take a look at the character Yong. Yong is often called the king of characters because it contains all the 8 basic strokes. There are 8 basic strokes in Chinese characters. So let's take a look. There's a golden rule when writing Chinese characters. You want to start from the top to bottom, and you go from the left to the right, horizontal before the vertical, and outside before inside. For example, in Yong, you have to start at the top, then you go down the horizontal stroke, and so on. Following these rules makes your writing more natural, and it will help you to look balanced. Now you want to keep your characters balanced. Let's talk about the 8 basic strokes. These are the building blocks to every character. Not every character has all these strokes. For instance, Yong, yes it does. But you will use these strokes when writing Chinese characters. The first one is a dot called Dian in Chinese. It's just a tiny drop with a drop of ink. Then there is the horizontal stroke, Hung, straight and steady. Then the vertical stroke, going down, straight and upright, Shu. And then the hook, Go, looks like a little flick at the end. The rising stroke, T, is a small upward dash. Then the downward left stroke is called Pie. Then the downward right stroke, it's a little bit longer than the left stroke usually. It's called Na. And then there is the last one. The 8th one is the turning stroke, Jia. It's like a change in direction. Those are your 8 strokes. So you master these, and you'll be able to write just about any character. Now next up are the radicals. Radicals are called Busho in Chinese, and they are the building blocks of Chinese characters. They have to give you clues about the meaning or pronunciation of a character in Chinese. Yep, as I said, they are called Busho, and Bu is like a part. So you can think of it as a part of a character. And let's look at some common ones. First one we're going to talk about is Shui. Shui means water, and it's a very common character and a very common radical. When it appears as a standalone radical that is part of another character, it is called Shui Zipang. But when it's written in its simplified form, this is the way you will see it most often in Chinese characters. It's 3 dots on the left side, 2 of them going up and 1 going down. It's called the Sandian Shui, 3 dot Shui, 3 dot water. And yeah, there are 3 dots of water. Next one is Nu. Nu is a woman. It's a very common character. It's also a very common radical. It's called the Nuzipang. Pang is like a side, and they usually show up at the side of a character. The radicals are at the side. And it appears in a common character like Mama, mother. Also in Hao, which is good. Then we have Xin. Xin is your heart. Xin, when it appears as a standalone radical, it's called the Shinzadi. Shinzadi means the heart character bottom. Usually appears at the bottom. It can also be called the Shinzapang when it's at the side. And you'll find it in characters like xiang. Xiang means to think, or ai is to love. It actually appears in many Chinese characters. So those are three very common radicals that you will see in Chinese. You also see one like mouth. Mouth is in chu. You can think of radicals as little hints that tell a story. You plus a child, woman plus a child is good. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that the Busho, the radicals, they originally created to help people look up the Chinese characters in dictionaries? There are 214 traditional radicals in the Kongxi dictionary. They're still used today to help organize and classify these characters. That's pretty cool. And it helps you with your learning. So when you are writing Chinese characters, especially as a beginner, you'll want to pay attention. You can pay attention to the radicals, but you also want to pay attention to the stroke order that I had mentioned. As you get better and you learn more characters and your writing becomes more and more fluid, you may want to develop a more traditional or more adult style writing and not look like a little kid. That's where Xing Shu comes in. Chinese people, they generally write in cursive, just like if you're writing English or some other European language. Well, Chinese does too. There is the cursive style. It's called Xing Shu, and Xing is like a form, and Shu, it means book. So this is a semi-cursive. There's also even Tao, the Tao Shu, which is a very cursive. But Xing Shu is like a running form, a running cursive. So the strokes kind of get blended in a bit, and sometimes you mix them up. And they even say like the Japanese stroke order is actually more closer to the Xing Shu. Yeah, once you know the basics, then you can start looking at some Xing Shu. You can even find some fonts on Google or just in general, you can find some Xing Shu fonts. You can also go into Google or Baidu. Baidu is the Chinese search engine, and you can search for, say you want to know how to say good, how, and you can put how, Xing Shu, how it looks. So there you have it. That's a crash course on writing Chinese characters, the basics. It's just an introduction, and we will put out more videos about Chinese characters. So I hope that you can subscribe to the channel, and then you will be notified, and it will help other people who are also learning Chinese to get the news, to get some information. Remember to start with stroke order and get familiar with the radicals and learn a bunch of characters. And once you get really good, then you can start thinking about more cursive forms like Xing Shu, and you will see the beauty in writing Chinese characters. If you enjoyed the video, like I said, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up, like the video. And don't forget to write a comment. That also helps me to make new videos. And write a comment and tell me about your Chinese learning experience. That's all for today. So thank you for watching. 谢谢你看我的影片，加油！See you in the next video. 再见。